Hi, I'm Randy Schrader. You guys all know me, and I'm going to tell all of you out there that are watching us on video that this group is staged. You know, when I taught you how to invite, I said that at your very first home business review or tasting party, you should have people there who are just there because they love you. Well, these people are here just because they love me. They're here because I said we're going to make a video to teach people around the world what our business is, and so I thank you guys each for being here. And all those of you, whoever you are on planet Earth, that are now learning about MonaVie for the first time in a significant fashion, I want to thank you for investing this short time. And I want to thank your host and hostess, wherever they are in the world, for opening their home and inviting you to be here. You listened to a short audio, and on that short audio, which was called Your First Look at MonaVie, I posed a couple of questions to you. One question that I asked is if you're currently earning income full-time or part-time. And I know these people. I know that Todd, for example, is in the real estate industry. And as a participant in the real estate industry, what Todd has is transactional income, right? You work, you work, you work, you work. Sometimes you close the deal and sometimes you don't. It's transactional income. And one can do very well in transactional income. But it's also possible to have long periods without any income at all, correct? That's the reality. Carly is an employee at a large, successful company. Carly's income could be considered permanent to the degree that she shows up and works until she dies, right? I mean, that's the degree to which her income is permanent. It's permanent based on her willingness to show up there again and again and again. She's an employee at a very large company. She, to a degree, has security, but we know the realities. There are a lot of people who once felt they had job security who have seen that job security just simply go away. Simone was an elite athlete, right? An elite athlete. And I'll bet that when you were 20, you couldn't imagine the day that you were 32 and it would all end. When you were 20, it seemed it would go on forever. But the time was fleeting, wasn't it? It was fast. It was fleeting. And suddenly, it was gone. It was over. And so now Simone has become a massage therapist, and she specializes in working with elite athletes. But isn't it true that you get paid only during the hours that you work? And isn't it also true that there's a limitation to how many hours you can work doing what you do because of your own physical constraints? There's a limitation. And in none of these examples that I've cited so far do I believe it's likely that wealth will be created. I don't believe that it's likely. It's maybe in a remote way possible in transactional income, not likely as an employee of a major corporation, not likely providing a service, whatever that service is. And here we have Dr. Yaroslav Bublik, and of course he's a product expert. He knows and understands the value of the product, and I'm so thrilled that he's involved with our business. But JB, you've been a product expert, a scientist for years and years and years. Has that yet for you as an individual resulted in financial security and freedom? That's not the way that really works. And here we have my wife, Tara. Oh, and she's doing pretty good. Anyway, you know, I contemplate who you might be and what causes you to be here. And I'm just hoping so much that in our few minutes together, we can further your willingness to have your mind be open. You know, I think back of these years ago when I first got involved in the industry, and I had some of the same doubts and fears that everyone else has, but those of you who know me well know the realities. In the last 20 years, my earnings have been in the millions and millions and millions of dollars year after year after year. And Tara and I and our family have enjoyed a quality of life that is almost unimaginable. What I would hope for each of you is that you have some measure of that quality of life. And what has made it possible? The network marketing industry has made it possible. And when I say the network marketing industry, I know that brings every thought into people's minds. When you say you're a scientist, feels good, right? That feels good. When you're an elite athlete, that feels good. It's easy to say that you work at one of the finest real estate firms in America, right? Those things are easy. For me, it's a whole lot easier to say that I'm a professional in the network marketing industry because I know what you get on that side of the desk, and I know what's possible on this side of the desk. I also know that being involved in the industry is one thing, but being involved with MonaVie is quite different. At MonaVie, we actually have what is known in the company as a 5-star opportunity. And one thing I would ask you all as you review this material is, could you imagine, as Tara and I have opened our home and invited a handful of friends over, could you imagine opening your home and inviting a handful of friends over? Could you imagine that? And could you imagine simply allowing them to decide for themselves whether or not they would like to add something to their financial future? And it doesn't mean you've got to stop being involved in the real estate industry. It doesn't mean you have to stop being an employee of a major corporation. You can keep right on being a massage therapist. But if I can show you a way to make some additional money and perhaps someday, one day, completely replace it, are you open to that? I'm glad that I was open to that those years ago. And what is this 5-star opportunity that is MonaVie? The first is the right product. You know, I've been in this industry for a long time, and for so long I have struggled in the industry and built the business almost in spite of the product. I believe the contents of this bottle are exactly perfect for this network marketing industry. And you know, I'll be very, very careful here, because I'm not going to suggest to any of you what your own product outcome might be. I don't know what will occur when you drink this juice. I don't know. What I can tell you is that here we have a blend of 19 fruits, and that there are people literally around the world who report remarkable personal benefits from consuming it. We don't sell medicine. We don't sell drugs. We sell fruit juice. But you know what? The contents of this bottle include the acai berry. By the way, the acai fruit has become a popularized fruit. People talk about it all around the world now. Our company, MonaVie, is not one that capitalizes on the fact that it's a hot nutrient. Our company, MonaVie, I think could be given the credit for having made it a hot nutrient. We're really the ones that brought it to market and made it popular. And so my simple encouragement to each of you is to try a bottle. And I'll invite each of you, and I'll invite each of you who now review this video, if nothing else happens today, if nothing occurs except that you buy a bottle of juice, if nothing happens except that, then I really believe that your time here will have been well spent. Wherever you are in the world, whoever home you're in, I really believe your time was well spent today if you just buy a bottle of juice. And take that bottle of juice home and drink it. Drink 2 ounces in the morning and drink 2 ounces at night. And when the bottle is all gone, if you find yourself wanting another bottle, then you just prove to yourself the validity of this business. Because now you can imagine if you invite a handful of friends over to your home, if they took a bottle of juice home, if when it was all gone they wanted another, then because of one of the other stars in this opportunity, the compensation mechanism, you could start to generate income. And so now, for my friends that are here with me, I want to invite you to join me in trying some MonaVie juice. And I will tell you that the reasons that I've described the product as being so perfect for our industry, cheers, is because, first of all, I love the simplicity. I handed you a glass of juice, and you all seemed to know intuitively and automatically what to do with it. You all knew how to drink juice. It was pretty easy. I love the simplicity of the message. I watched your faces. I didn't see anybody drink the juice and think that was nasty. The juice is good, isn't it? Juice is good. You know, people like the juice. Now, why does that matter? I want you to imagine that you, in fact, engaged in this business. You know, Tara and I said yes to this business idea. And by the way, I should clarify what my role is here. I've been in the network marketing industry as a distributor for almost 20 years. It'll be 20 years in just a few weeks. And I was so very, very lucky that in August of 2008, I became a distributor in MonaVie. And then after a year, my dear friend, Alan Larson, who is one of the founders of this company, asked me if I'd be willing to change my role. He said, Randy, would you be willing to stop being a distributor and become what we call the International Distributor Ambassador for MonaVie, so that your knowledge and experience can benefit all of the international distributors of the company? And so that's who I am. I'm the International Distributor Ambassador, but you know, Tara and I said yes to this company as a distributor, and during those 52 weeks that we grew the business, what we did is we invited some people over to our home and had them try a glass of juice. And some of those people went home and drank the bottle all gone, and sure enough, they wanted a second bottle. Some of them got involved in the business. They called their friends. They did the same thing. Believe it or not, 52 weeks later, there were 70,000 people in our business. Can you imagine that? 70,000 people. JB, on whose efforts do you get paid? Yours. Simone, on whose efforts do you get paid? Oh, and Carly, on whose efforts do you get paid? And? Now, isn't that something? You guys all tell me. You decide for yourselves. Would you rather get paid on the efforts of one, or if there was a way, would you rather get paid on the efforts of 1,000? That's not a hard decision, is it? You know, so many people, I tell them I'm involved in the network marketing industry, and they look at me like that's not as good. I said, wait a minute. It's so much better. What I found out, there came a time in my life when I realized that no matter how good I was and how hard I worked, getting paid on one guy's efforts is not as good as getting paid on the efforts of many. And what if, besides getting paid on the efforts of many, what if you could get paid on the consumption of many? What if it was 10? What if it was 20? What if it was 20,000?